What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. The good news keeps rolling in for Neo, and the stock is responding in a very positive way. The stock is up 3.83% for the week, but the real story is we are now up nearly 60% over the past month. If you would have bought Neo at its lowest point of $3.67, you would now be up a cool double on those shares. The Neo stock hit as high as $7.75 to close out September, before settling where we are today at $6.77. Can this continue? Did I miss out on all the gains already? Those are the questions I'm sure some are asking themselves right about now, right? And so in today's video, I'll go over the latest news around Neo. We'll then take a look at the latest analyst ratings. We have a new analyst upgrade to cover, and I'll close with whether or not this rally can be sustained, as well as what I'm personally doing as far as buying, holding, or selling. As always, this is not to be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal approach to investing and the thought process behind it. I'd recommend watching all the way through so that you don't miss out on anything pertinent I will be sharing. Drop the video an early like if you haven't already, and smash that subscribe button. Those are two easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. There are quite a few things fueling this latest rally in Neo. Let's start with the macro level before I dive into company-specific news. To close out September, the Chinese central bank announced that it too would cut interest rates and offer more fiscal support to boost the Chinese economy. This came after the US central bank cut interest rates by 50 basis points a few weeks back, right? If you remember that. China followed suit afterwards and also implemented a 50 basis point cut to help stimulate their economy. I told you last time we were on the topic of Neo that these rate cuts could offer a nice tailwind as the macro environment becomes more favorable. And we are indeed seeing this play out. Now, looking at Neo specifically, they kicked off the month of October with releasing their September delivery numbers. A few things stood out to me. Total deliveries came in at 21,181 EVs, making this the second highest single month delivery Neo has ever had in its entire history. This number also represents a 35.4% year-over-year increase in their deliveries. It's worth noting that 834 of those September delivery numbers came from the Envoy L60, which has officially started going out to customers. Looking at Q3 as a whole, Neo had an all-time high quarterly deliveries with 61,855 EVs, representing an 11.6% increase year over year. With this being the fifth month of monthly deliveries over 20K, I think it's fair to say that Neo has found its rhythm. The next major news announcement was around Neo receiving nearly $500 million in new capital investment. This comes at an opportune time as Neo is not only set to ramp up the Envoy lineup, but they will also be launching their most affordable sub-brand codenamed Firefly later this year. I will link an article that includes spy shots of the interior if you're curious, and that will be in the description below. And so back on that capital injection, according to the press release, upon completion of the investment transaction, Neo will hold a controlling 88.3% stake in Neo China, and the strategic investors, together with other existing shareholders, will now hold the remaining 11.7% stake in Neo China. So Neo China gets the funds they need, and it still runs the business as they see fit, which I think is good. The last major piece of news to cover just happened yesterday. Neo is officially set to enter the Middle East and North African market. This is the result of the partnership. If you remember, Neo had signed a little while back with investment firm CYVN from Abu Dhabi, right? What's interesting here is that not only will Neo sell its full existing lineup, well, through this partnership, right, they intend to also design new regional specific models. This is exciting, and in the meantime, existing models will go on sale in this new market to close out the year. And I have to say that this is timely and should help offset some of the headwinds that could be coming Neo's way with the new increase in the export tariffs that the European Union is now looking to place on not just Neo but other Chinese EV makers as well. There are other partnerships that Neo has sealed a deal on in the past couple of weeks, but the bottom line is this. Neo as a company is moving ahead at full speed. They found their groove, they are making the right decisions to get ahead of anything that could slow them down, and they are doing what they can to keep the momentum going. That is the reason analysts covering NEO are issuing more and more favorable recommendations towards the stock. We've received yet another rating upgrade this week, bringing the total number of ratings to 12, up from 11 prior. The overall consensus rating remains a moderate buy, and the breakdown is as follows. We have 7 buy ratings versus 6 prior, full hold ratings, no changes here, and still just a 1 sell rating. The high end of the range has increased from $8 to now $8.90. The low end remains unchanged at $4 even. The average price target has also increased from $5.97 to now $6.15. Given how quickly we moved up, this would suggest that we could drop another 9.16% per these recommendations. And I would say that there is definitely some value in paying attention to this here. And here's what I mean. So taking a quick look at the technical chart, you can see that we're considerably higher now than the 200-day moving average, which currently sits at $5.28. Meanwhile, our 50-day moving average on NEO sits at $4.84. This move to the upside was clearly overdone. And by that, I mean that you can see it reflected in the RSI number of 76.20, signaling that the stock was overbought coming into October. We have since then cooled off a bit, with RSI dropping below 70 and currently is sitting at 66.73. If you remember, here's what I told you a couple of weeks back before this move took place. Take a listen. The rally, though it may pause briefly, I think has room to move higher, especially if the first rate cut goes into effect this week. I would say, though, do not expect a return to a double-digit stock price just yet, so $10 I would say is out of the question, but we could revisit the $7 mark before taking a break or retracing a bit to start the next consolidation phase above $5. And here we are now. Looking at the technical signals, I would expect that we enter a consolidation phase near term. We do want RSI to drop back towards the middle of the channel. That will happen as a factor of price either moving lower or simply remaining fairly flat over the next few weeks. The next big catalyst in my mind to push the NEO stock upward will come on the back of the October delivery numbers. Based on what I'm seeing, a small pause near term with some consolidation should help build a stronger base to support the next leg up. With that in mind, here's what I've been doing. I personally trimmed my position right as the stock hit $7.75 in intraday trading. The idea here was simple. With how overheated the stock was, it was very predictable that we needed to see a pullback near term, and so I took the opportunity to book some gains, knowing that the price would drop lower after hitting that local high. Now here's the cool thing about this move, right? With the proceeds that I locked in, I am now able to buy back in at a lower price than I sold, and as a result, I will be able to buy more NEO shares, increasing my total holdings even farther. So the bottom line, and really the last thing that I will say, is this: momentum is back in NEO. The way that I see it, now is the time to use these pullback opportunities to build my positions to the fullest. I believe that there will be more swing trade opportunities, but the key here is to continue to increase my core position. The rally may pause here for a bit, but I fully expect that we make it above $8 to close out the year. That's how I see it. But on that note, that is it for me today. If you found value in my content, click the like button and share with others who you think could also benefit from it. And if you feel so inclined, use the thanks button at the bottom of the screen. For my newcomers, subscribe. It's free. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you too can stay in the know. I'll be back on Sunday for my weekly video and possibly during the week for an extra one. Till then, you can keep up with me here on X for crypto and NFT related news. Thank you for watching. Stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.